I got fired.
I was crying.
Kim Kardashian recently admitted that a crazy rumor about her was true. It turns out that she has a pretty bizarre list of demands that her assistants need to follow. So what exactly did Kim confess to? The truth about what she expects from her assistants is honestly insane, so let's get into it. According to page 6, Kim made a super unusual revelation during her recent guest appearance on Jimmy Kimmel Live. At the end of her segment, Jimmy mentioned several different weird rumors about her and asked her to confirm whether or not they were true. But what happened next was seriously unexpected. Jimmy claimed that he had heard that Kim actually makes someone else take the cardboard sleeve off of her coffee cups. Surprisingly, she admitted that the rumor was true. But when she revealed why this was a legitimate task for her assistants, her reasoning was truly unbelievable. Kim explained that she hates the feeling of cardboard, so before she even thinks about drinking her coffee, one of her assistants has to remove the cardboard sleeve. But apparently, she can't even be around when that's happening. What she said next was so strange. Kim added that she can't even hear or see the cardboard sleeve being removed from her coffee cup. She described the sound as being like nails on a chalkboard to her, which is why it ended up becoming a task for one of her assistants to handle instead. But that's far from being the only odd job that Kim expects her staffers to do. According to what a source told Radar Online in 2015, Kim typically changes her outfit multiple times before she decides what to wear for the day. But a lot of the times, she can't even be bothered to go back to the closet herself to grab other clothes to try on. The insider claimed that Kim will sometimes go and get another outfit to try on, but otherwise, it ends up being another job for one of her assistants. However, she allegedly never hangs up her clothes, which makes the next task she has them do seem even crazier. Supposedly, Kim will just leave all of the outfits she previously tried on right on the floor, and then tell her assistants to hang them back up in her closet for her. But it turns out that that's not exactly a very easy job in itself. What the insider said next was seriously bizarre. It's not exactly surprising that Kim is reportedly super particular about how her closet is organized, but it sounds like her assistant's task of making sure that everything is up to her standards can be an absolute nightmare. The source revealed that there was actually an insane incident between Kim and one of her assistants, all because of how they had restocked her closet. She is allegedly so picky about how her sweaters are folded. But when she realized that one staffer hadn't folded them to her liking, what she did was honestly shocking. Kim supposedly noticed that one of her sweaters hadn't been folded the right way, so she pulled it out of the middle of the stack. As a result, everything else that the assistant had just folded was totally messed up. Clearly, Kim wasn't about to let the staffer get away with folding even one sweater incorrectly. But that's not all. The insider also said that Kim requires her closet to look pristine at all times. That obviously falls back on her assistants, since she reportedly doesn't even hang up her own clothes. But based on what the source said next, she occasionally goes to the extremes to keep her closet looking completely perfect. Sometimes after Kim gets back home from making a public appearance or attending a high-profile event, she makes her assistant stay late just to organize her closet. But apparently, there are other tasks they are required to perform that are absolutely unreal. In a separate article published by Radar Online, several sources reveal that Kim's assistants have to be willing to do some pretty dirty jobs. Believe it or not, that even means taking on the role of her pet sitter and trainer. One insider claimed that Kim and her famous relatives are notorious for impulsively getting new pets. However, none of the Kardashians really have much free time to consistently dedicate to their furry family members, especially Kim. What the source explained next was truly outrageous. Not surprisingly, Kim doesn't have the time to take care of her dog's basic needs, let alone train them. But according to the insider, that results in her pushing her responsibilities as a pet owner onto her assistants. What she supposedly makes them do in order to pick up her pet care slack is seriously ridiculous. One source claimed that all of Kim's staffers absolutely hate when she brings home a new pet. She reportedly makes her assistants take over every single duty when it comes to her dogs, including walking them, feeding them, and even house training them. It's no wonder Kim's turnover rate is allegedly through the roof. One of the insiders revealed that Kim has a small team of personal assistants, but not many of them last very long. At the time, she had supposedly gone through more than 15 assistants while also ordering around staff members from the Keeping Up with the Kardashians production crew. Considering the source said that to Radar Online back in 2016, Kim has probably cycled through so many other staffers since then. But one of the possible reasons for that is due to another intense expectation she has for her assistants, and it's honestly unbelievable. According to Your Tango, if Kim's assistants wants to keep their jobs, they must be able to learn quickly and multitask. They also have to be available whenever she needs their help, no matter what time of the day or night it is when she calls. Before Kim's longtime personal assistant, Stephanie Shepard, was unexpectedly unexpectedly let go in 2017, she gave a very eye-opening interview to Refinery 29. She spilled the tea about what it was really like working for Kim, and what she said was totally crazy. Stephanie explained that she was hired by Kim right before North was born. She added that she was basically expected to know how to take care of a baby, on top of putting together Kim's schedule, planning her travel and itineraries, as well as doing her family's laundry. Stephanie said that she had a lot on her plate, especially as a new assistant, but she desperately wanted to prove herself to Kim. However, even though she did her best to tackle everything that Kim wanted her to handle, she was obviously so stressed. Thankfully, someone surprising ended up reassuring Stephanie that she was doing completely fine as an assistant. It turns out that Chris actually helped Stephanie transition smoothly into her role as Kim's main personal assistant. Stephanie revealed that Chris essentially moved mountains in her life at the time to try to make things easier for her. But just because she eventually adjusted to the fast-paced, unpredictable lifestyle of Kim's assistant, that didn't mean it got any less busy. At the start of each day, Stephanie claimed that she would usually check her emails and messages right away. Then she would communicate about any upcoming high-priority task with her fellow assistants before heading to either the office, Kim's home, or Chris's house. But what she mentioned next sounded so overwhelming. Stephanie said that one of the biggest mistakes an assistant could make while working for Kim would be not taking notes. She added that there were way too many important aspects of the job, like Kim's lengthy list of rules and expectations, for anyone new to easily remember. Stephanie mentioned that whenever she would see one of Kim's new assistants or any of her other new hires not writing her instructions down, she knew that they probably wouldn't stick around for long. So not only does Kim want her assistants to multitask and be willing to do whatever she tells them to do, but it also sounds like she doesn't give them much time to adapt. Aside from those super stressful demands, there's another weird requirement that Kim's assistants have to follow. Believe it or not, her unusual rule was actually inspired by the zen-like feeling that she's created in her home. When Kim made an appearance on an episode of the Angie Martinez IRL podcast, she revealed what really makes her house feel so peaceful. Kim explained that her home only has neutral color schemes and a completely minimalistic style, which makes the overall atmosphere so relaxing to her. But apparently, she became so obsessed with how it looked that it led her to making a truly unexpected decision. Since the neutral colors in Kim's house helped her feel really calm, she created a matching uniform policy for all of her employees. Whether they're her personal assistants or office staff, every single one of her staffers is required to follow her strict dress code. But what she said next was absolutely insane. Kim admitted that she has an entire handbook for her employees, and it includes a list of her approved clothing colors: heather gray, black, navy, white, cream, and khaki. But then she added that the plan to have everyone dress alike in neutral colors wasn't just her idea. Kim claimed that all of her staffers were on board with her concept because they supposedly felt like it would make their lives so much easier. But let's be real. Did her assistants actually want her minimalist uniform policy to be mandatory, or did they just agree to it to remain on her good side and hopefully stay employed? After all, Kim's assistants are required to do such bizarre tasks, so you'd think dressing comfortably would be more important. Honestly, how would their lives be made easier by wearing neutral or light-colored clothing while they do her dirty work, like house training her puppies and cleaning up their messes? If Kim seriously expects her assistants to be available around the clock and know what to do right away, maybe she should let them choose their own professional but familiar outfits. That way, when they're forced to stay late just to reorganize her closet, they won't be stuck wearing something uncomfortable for hours on end. During the podcast episode, Kim jokingly told Angie that she might allow her assistants to dress freely one day out of the year. She added that on each employee's birthday, she might think about letting them wear whatever colors they wanted. But Angie didn't seem convinced that Kim would actually go through with it, and the reason why was honestly crazy. Angie said that if one of Kim's staffers wore something that she felt was too wild on their birthday, she would probably end up being annoyed all day. Kim argued that she would be prepared to see bright colors and patterns on those days, but it's clear that her assistants' comfort and their preferred sense of style isn't all that important to her. Kim's main priority is worrying about her own peace, even if that means refusing to touch the cardboard sleeves on her coffee cups. She simply makes her assistants do that for her, along with the many other strange and extreme tasks that she requires them to fulfill. It's pretty hard to believe that Kim has such an incredibly long list of demands for her assistants that are either super bizarre, extremely exhausting, or both. But now that we've gotten into the outrageous expectations she has for her staffers, I want to know what you guys think. What are your thoughts on Kim confirming that she truly does make her assistants remove the cardboard sleeves from her coffee cups for her? Are you surprised that she has so many crazy tasks and requirements that her assistants have to follow, like abiding by her neutral color dress code or house training her dogs? Let me know in the comments below.